welcome to my playground. This is the Mad Chemist Church, or Church McGurch, depending on where you know me from, and welcome to Madman Review, Sunkenland. Now, this is a game that I've been with since day one. Unfortunately, because I've been with it since day one, I've lost my world several times to time and updates. I don't remember, I believe this game's been out for a year or two, so this is kind of me coming back and playing it after multiple updates. And I believe there's an update coming out in the future here really soon, where they're going to introduce naval battles. So like actual battleships, which is new to me. So I've been playing through this game. Well, it loads in. I've been playing through this again for the third time now, from nothing to a point. And so far they've said in the last update that they're not going to change anything anymore. So all saves should be good from now on. I'm gonna take their word for it. I'll take that at face value. I'll take their word for it. But the next big update is going to be naval battles, which essentially means just ship-to-ship battles. This game has a very Rust feel to it, just with a, as you can see, a lot more water. Let's go get a higher vantage point here. A lot more water. As you can see, this is the map. They actually have a decent sized map that you can explore. You can see that I have not beat this game yet, but there is no beating this game. So each one of these question marks could be one of two things. As far as I remember, a lot of these weren't here the last time I played. And a lot of this is just open. I don't even know if you can travel this or if it's just open sea. Because yeah, there's one just way out here. And I know they've added like nuclear radiation and stuff like that. So as you can see, there's a bunch of question marks, but these could all be like this. This is the Neptune. This is just a vessel that's gone in underwater, and you can, it's just a free area that you can go and get resources, police station. And then these are all just the green. These are all areas that are above water that you would fight normally enemies, and each enemy group is built into a faction. And then once you've killed them all, you can occupy the island, and as soon as it's this percentage here, as you can see, as soon as that reaches 0, that means all resources have respawned, and you can just walk on over and harvest them all again without having to fight the 24 enemies that were there. And it's the same thing with these. There's like, sometimes there's sharks, there's like great whites and hammerheads and stuff. Out in the like irradiated areas where I know there's radiation, there's probably like mutated stuff, like mutated creatures. But the two things in the water that you can fight, as far as I know, are sharks, and then there's kind of like a swordfish or sailfish, whatever you want to call it, that you can kill. It doesn't really fight back, but it's just they're out there so that you can get fish meat and fish skin. You can get power. You can see I have a solar panel. You use this to claim it, like I've claimed this. This is like my home base. My home base will get attacked from time to time by different factions. Main resources: scrap metal, wood. Build yourself a bed to sleep. I can sleep right now, but I'll wake up at 4 in the morning. See, I need food and water. Go here. I've got an advanced purifier. I don't really know if, you know, as much as this metal's rusted and busted. pump seawater directly into it. Then I can add wood, it'll boil it, and then I get drinkable water. Some raw ingredients, cooking station. Eventually you'll be able to research. And then an actual grill that normally you just do a simple grill. You can get one thing on it. This allows two. And then the cooking station allows you to make dishes. And then there's other random things you can find throughout the world, like canned food, soda, energy drinks, or just Gatorade, power bars, or candy bars, baked beans. I don't remember the gummy duckies. I guess they added that. There's like pudding and instant ramen, and then you can find like crab and stuff and cook it. You can also make alcohol. 50 thirst, 50 energy. I need a quick fill up, so I'll take the seafood platter. Now the platters and like the fish stew, so the stuff you cook over here give you buffs, so it's definitely worth looking at. Salad, seafood, the fish, the mushroom, bird stew. That all gives you repair to repair. Of course, this is an underwater based game, so you're gonna have an oxygen tank. I like this. You put the flippers on, they only work in the water, they don't hinder you underwater. Headlamp, that's what the battery charger upstairs was for. Put a battery in there, when it runs out, you take the battery out, charge it. Backpack, clothing, armor, and then eventually you can get these accessories that allow you to hold stuff. So not in your inventory or in your hotbar. You can hold them off to the side and use them from there. Your current armor rating and the durability of your armor. Of course, your hotbar. So really, this just repairs your gear. This is for smelting like ores into ingots. Refill your oxygen tank. The other big thing is your research bar. Looks like they've cut out some research, and you can see I haven't done all of tier 4, but this game is very simple, and it's not like me playing it for another 4 or 5 hours to get this done and then doing a review of it is going to change anything. Mainly because of the fact that I've already done this. I remember there was like research 5 or 6. And I've already done this and beat this game 2 or 3 times now. This will probably be my 3rd time beating the game. So then we'll go upstairs to this is the tier 2 stuff, the advanced water purifier, the cooking station or stove, and then the advanced grill. So it's starting to set. The forge, all of this stuff is kind of tier 1 stuff that it doesn't really have an upgrade. This is just a place so that you're not caught, like you get the most of scrap and the most of wood. So this is just a place where you can put hundreds of it. Battery charger, obviously. Anvil allows you to upgrade and craft weapons. As you can see, I already have the two-handed axe, so I just need this steel ingot, some parts and some duct tape, and then I can make the iron axe. You see I have the iron spear already, and then other kind of melee weapons you can make. My sniper rifle makes the game so much easier. Pick for getting ores, axe for chopping up wood. It also does a lot of damage for up close. Harpoon for underwater, also does a lot of damage. In water and not in water. Armor table to make armor. You find, you raid someplace, you find a broken piece of gear, you come back here, you take it, get these materials together, boom. Now I got 160 armor. Obvious by the name blacksmith. Able to make blacks powdered. Can make yourself some guns, some black powder. Then another what requires that thing above. The recycler breaks stuff down, gives you back the base components. The saw table to make fancy wood for like furnishings, for basically decorations. Ammo workshop, obviously to make ammunition. And then the gun. So this is new to me. Oh, okay. See, I didn't even know about this. I literally just have a chest over here. This is all my stuff that I need to make ammo. Or not ammo. black powder and smokeless powder. I have a chest here just full of random junk for making weapons. And before you would get this stuff, and then you would just kind of like craft a weapon. Now, you come over here. Is this just in my backpack? Or now you can come over here and just put it in this storage. This is awesome. I won't take the gun parts though. Okay. And the gun parts are basically just for like, if you have the blueprint, like say you have a blueprint for a specific piece, like if we go to assemble, and like you can, oh I have 3 out of 5, go here, I don't have this piece, but I have the blueprint to make this piece. There'll be like a little blueprint symbol or a little blueprint symbol, and it'll be like, you have learned this, how many gun parts is it going to take to make it? And then you have them in your backpack and boom, you're good to go. It just crafts it right then and there. Recycler, fancy wood crafter. I don't know why I did that. Battery, charger, anvil, armor, workshop. So as you can already see, very, very much a Rust aesthetic. So I have fun playing this game alone, but I feel like this game would be much better with friends. And I could see some decent PvP shenanigans. There's not really explosives, but things here don't really have too much durability, I would say. So I guess you could get some pretty interesting PvP aspects, especially since if you have a couple people building on this entire island and you just take a whole thing over. There's like automated turrets and cannons and stuff that you can eventually get. Oh, enemies are incoming. There's 14 of them. Alright, this is kind of bad for a review. Especially since my doors are open. And I'm pretty far into the game, so these guys are going to be pretty high level. But I also have a sniper rifle, the highest damage sniper rifle currently in the game. So as long as I get a headshot, most of these NPCs are going to go down. And I mean, seeing it doing like 300 something damage with a headshot, I think like with the food buff I have 150 health. And of course the damage is mitigated by the armor I'm wearing, or another player's wearing, or an NPC that but the sniper rifle, especially the one I have, the magazine that I have converts normal ammo into special ammo, because I was lucky and I found an armor-piercing magazine. And so all my normal sniper rounds turn into armor-piercing rounds. Which essentially, for the purposes of this game... Did I get them all? I got them all. For the purposes of this game, ignores 50% of the player or NPC's armor. Now, these weren't very heavily armored NPCs. I don't like the fact that claiming an island gets rid of the NPCs, but it's the only way I see for like progression-wise. Because if I need some ammunition, there's some strawberries. If I'm looking for just some basic resources, I don't want to go to an area and have to get those basic resources covered by like 15 enemies. I'm sitting here trying to knock them all out before they knock me out. And, you know, so on and so forth. So I've been occupying like the basic areas because I'm not getting horrible. I know I wasted a good amount of resources just shooting them all. I don't know how many shots that was, and I killed a couple melee, which cost me nothing, because there's thankfully no durability on your guns or weapons. That's another thing that's nice about this. There's no durability on anything that isn't like armor. Or obviously like your flashlight or oxygen tank. Right now I can hit L. There's your normal light. Then you get a bright light, which of course takes more battery. You can get raided from anywhere on the map. So if you're just out farming someplace, if you're just kind of out farming someplace, you'll get the little notification that your base is being raided, and then they just all they start straight at your base, wherever is considered your base. This is considered my base, even though I have other areas claimed, because of the fact that I have a building value here. And by building value, that's just... I really don't have any of this stuff organized in a particular thing, just kind of like random groups. I pulled out that torch. Just put that scrap away. Wood away. Take it over here. Boom. Okay. So, sleeping doesn't really do a lot for you. It will refill your stamina. So at the bottom with the little lightning bolt, it'll pretty much bring that back up to full, and it'll skip time, so of course day, night. But it'll also skip time on some of these machines that are crafting. Like you can see, this is dismantling. So it probably took about half the time to do that. And of course that axe gave me 3 ingots, which is kind of nice because like each ingot is 1 ore plus 3 wood. So just getting 3 free ingots, not having to use any other resources. Bada bing, bada boom. Some water. You can also get like water bottles, but they only carry 1 drink of water. So let's eat another platter. The platters are nice, and most of these meals are nice because they completely fill your hunger, and like especially the seafood one completely fills your hunger and thirst. So if you need that quick, I need everything to max so I can go. So you guys got to see an invasion. That was kind of rare and nice all at the same time. I'm glad I made that sniper rifle. This is just a motorboat. This is probably one of the best things in the game. You have an extra chest. You got fuel. You find gasoline. You throw some gasoline in there. You used to be able to make gasoline. I don't know if you still can. I think it was like potatoes, water, and something else. You could make alcohol, and then you could turn the alcohol into gasoline. I don't know if you can still do it, but this is essentially the starter island in the center of the map. And since this is a single-player game, I'm not worried too much about picking the best island or going somewhere where I can expand a lot, because you can always expand up. So you see, I have my solar power here, I have my stuff growing, some cotton, some lemons, some strawberries. You can grow potatoes, and I believe the other thing you can grow is cabbage for the salad, yeah. And they added underwater farms, so you can go underwater and you can now farm red algae instead of where it used to be, where you just have to go out, swim around, and grab it. On this, you can get, I think it's potatoes, and mushrooms just kind of spawn everywhere. You also, like I said, you kill those, you can fish these up, you can put down bird traps, collect the bird traps, or you can shoot the birds out of the sky. The crabs will randomly spawn on islands, and you just kill them. These you get from the sailfish and the sharks. Yeah, you fish these up, or you use traps. The scallops come from like these rocks. You'll just see a bunch of scallops on it, and you go up and you just gather them all. And you can get other fish like the wahoo and the brim. Bird meat, water, make different things. You can, like I said, you can find stuff. Let's take a look at your inventory. Backpacks, different backpacks. I remember there being more backpacks, but it seems like they've kind of reduced how many different kinds of backpacks there are. They've given you 4 accessory slots, which is actually really cool because I think one of the accessory slots is a bullet pouch. So instead of just having like my crossbow bolts here and my sniper ammo here, I'll have 2 right here. So I don't take up 2 backpack spaces for this ammunition for my harpoon gun and my sniper rifle, my SVD. Crafting, usually your simple crafting is here. All kinds of different little fun handmade things. Some more simple crafting, backpacks, buckets, your fins, fishing pole, torch. That was the thing I was going to do while I was talking, is get the repair hammer. Basic armors that aren't at the armor table. Basic components, basic healing, and basic parts that you can essentially make at the table, or you can just make them here. These are all ones I've learned. Let me grab... What's nice is you can move stuff around with the packing box. Just make sure you take everything out of it first, or it'll destroy it. Different kinds of grenades, crude grenade, Molotov cocktail, military. You can get flowers to decorate. The high-speed electric motor for the high-speed binoculars to see, obviously. If we go to build, these are all the different building materials. Start with wood, then scrap metal, then reinforced walls, which take an ingot which take ingots, which is super expensive, but I guess if you're in a PvP server, this would be pretty much necessary because of the 2,700 durability versus like 1,000 on that one. Let's see, what's a normal wall? A normal wall, 1,600, 27. So yeah, quite a bit of difference. And then a brick wall doesn't really have too much more stuff to decorate with. Then you have your survival stuff. I said stove, improved guild, advanced purifier, bird trap for birds, simple grill, obvious, simple purifier, fish net, obviously, planter, underwater planter, obvious stuff, research, advanced firearms, furnace, anvil, black powder, da 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 da, a high temperature furnace, and the, where is it, sawmill? I don't know where the sawmill is. There's a sawmill on here. The high pressure furnace and yeah, it uses the charcoal you get and it'll turn stuff, it'll turn basically certain blank brick molds into bricks, which then you can use to make the stone buildings. So kind of obvious. But yet again, this is more decoration than it is actual functionality. Same with the sawmill. It makes fancy wood. Yeah, there's the sawmill. I just saw it. Sawmill. It makes fancy wood, which I think I have some right here. Yeah, fine wood plank, pretty much used for crafting luxury furniture. And then normally you would use this random cloth you would find, but eventually you get to upgrade to cotton. Gear, armor, pants, boots, gloves, kind of a shirt, usually like a face mask. Kind of accessories. As you can tell, the game is still in early access, so you can see the gloves don't quite fit, they clip through. The mask clips through the helmet, but it's always been that way. It still has a lot of the same bugs that it did before. Like, I remember I was out there shooting something, And then I shot and nothing happened. And I'm like, it was dead on. And I shot again, dead on, nothing happened. I got right up point blank and I shot the guy and nothing happened. And I'm like, oh, that bug still exists. And the only way to get rid of it is to basically save and quit. Come back. Wasted probably like 20 rounds before I remembered that bug. Electricity, you can do small generator. Eventually you can get a large panel to see like how much electricity you're pulling or using. Junction box to spread cables out. Because as you can, like, certain things can only, like, you could only get so many cables per thing. I think this guy up here had like 5, but if you connect it to this junction box, it can get 10, which then I connected to another junction box, which is another 10. So if I need a lot of stuff connected, boxes so you can decorate and hold different thing, like if you want to put your food in a fridge instead of a metal crate, like I just have the metal chest on the ground. If you want to put your ammo in an ammo box instead of a metal chest on the ground. Different furnitures that do actually hold storage, so it's not just decoration. Your defensive measures, like you can armor plate your walls, you can reinforce barricades, put down barbed wire. I have like the wall spikes out so that as they're attacking the wall, they're taking damage. Ground thorns, mines, tire stack. These just kind of impede, keep the enemy from getting close to enough to your wall to hit them. Paddle boat, wooden sail, motorboat, jet ski. I'm pretty sure I don't have the blueprint for what needs the high-powered engine. And then, of course, light sources, both wood and electric. Mission. This really hasn't changed much. There's still only the 2 pages. It gives you a little bit of what's going on. I don't know if too much more has been added. I haven't found anything yet. Blueprints, that shows you every blueprint that is in the game and what you have and don't have, so kind of like what you need to look for, or if like there was other people you could trade for. There's a chainsaw. That scooter, which is actually really nice. I remember having that at one point in time. The military backpack, which is actually really nice. The auto turrets, which are amazing. Military grenade. And this is what you need. The marine fastboat. Oh, I want to find that blueprint. The large generator. Armor plating. There's the ammunition pouch that I was talking about. Right next to the grenade pouch. Fish pond, which is actually really nice. Instead of having to put the bait out there and do fish, you can just grow your fish, obviously. Motorboat, of course, a lot of furniture, a lot of just different things, and then, of course, all your weapon parts to make your different weapons, and then more furniture, and wall designs, and wallpaper, and just fun random things. Another thing about the game is, while you're out there exploring, you find items you can trade for. These are decorations or trophies. You can just put them out to decorate your base, or they have a sell price. There's also these items that have a money symbol, and these are actually worth a value. See at the bottom there, value 100, and you can then take these, which are worth the most, and go and trade for items. There's all different kinds of clothing, all different kinds of weapons. I don't have any. This is where I was keeping all my blueprints. Medical stuff, of course, like I said, there's radiation now, so now there's radiation packs, healing cells, tablets to help you breathe hold your breath longer. I think I already went through all that. Yeah, just random ammo research. When I stopped playing, there's a trading outpost here. When I stopped playing, there was only one person at the trading outpost. You'd go and you could purchase a bunch of stuff from her. Her stuff would change every half an hour. So you could buy her out, and then if you had nothing else you wanted, you could buy these silver coins, and then come back if you didn't have anything to trade but the silver coins. You just trade the silver coins for whatever items. Now there's 4 different people. Let's do some swimming. Now there's 4 different people. There's the sword, sailfish, whatever you want to call it. These are passive. And I believe they only try to attack you if you attack them. Just walk up to something. Boom, I got the scrap. Now, all that stuff will respawn eventually after several days. And before we got the underwater stuff, you'd have to find this and collect it and hope you would get a lot of it. Because what you collect by hand is kind of like a random number. And then some things do different things, give different items. Like these guys only give like 1 of their meat and 1 of their fish hide, but like the shark here, the great white or whatever this is supposed to be, he'll give like a decent amount. 3 fish and 1 fish skin, which I remember there was like a backpack that required a fish skin. Early on, like that's a whole lot harder to do, but I've got a pretty decent weapon with a decent range on it. Do I have enough time? I do have enough time. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to drop off this food. Even got some gasoline out of the one car. I'm going to drop off all the gear, all the loot that I just received. And I'm going to go to the merchant real quick, and just to kind of show how it works, I'm going to take some stuff with me. So I'm going to dump the gasoline into here, get in the driver's seat. And this is the other nice thing, is like if I wanted to, there's a ton of people. If I wanted to, I could just sit here, or in that seat if I had multiple people. I could just sit here, pull this out, and be like, just keep moving. Bam, bam, bam. Except for I think I'm going in the wrong, yeah, I'm going in the complete wrong direction. So we can kind of do some drive-by. I've claimed all these, as you can see in the top right hands of the screen. It's Sunkenlander. I don't know how to change that name, or I'd change it. You can see one of the undiscovered places there in the distance. But anywhere there's a yellow flag, which it starts off normally yellow. Like I just discovered amusement park. So underneath me in the water, there's an amusement park down there. You can see another place I haven't discovered yet. Right there. Kind of corresponds with the question marks. But I am going in the right direction. There's the Reefside camp. Corresponds here. So now we're at the trading outpost. Stuff does respawn here, and it's kind of fair game. The NPCs don't get mad. Actually, really haven't had any real interactions with the NPCs, other than the normal, "Hey, how are ya?" So you can kind of come in here and loot the random stuff. Like these couches from leather, wood, and cloth. So this guy's new. He offers a contract. You go and you find an item, or you kill something of some group, and then you come back and talk to him. I want to take a contract. I want to complete a contract. And he'll give you silver coins. They added a weaponsmith. So now this guy will get new inventory. He only does silver coins. And he'll give you the recipes to make these different things, like I really need that blueprint. So I would select it. It'd tell me I need 4 silver coins, and then it'd add 4 silver coins to the sell list. And I'd get that to get that lightweight trigger blueprint. Now I can make it. Same thing with this. I want this for my sniper rifle. Now it's at 19. Alloy SVD alloy receiver. I believe I do not have. So I'd want that to upgrade my SVD. There's the high-tech receiver, which I think I already have. That would require 49. Put it back, or he's got the already pre-made built one, like this premium stock. And all that does is it makes the weapon you build better, like higher stats, essentially. So like there's a basic stock, a scrap stock, and like a premium stock. So pretty simple. She'll have a bunch of stuff, changes every half an hour, or restocks every half an hour. You put the stuff in. This is worth 100. This is worth 800. This is worth 200. The whole stack here is worth 2,000. So 100 per coin. So I've got 100, 900. I have 11 coins worth. Or like if I needed this, I could try to get some of this stuff and see. Let's see, there's the embryo for building bricks. You buy this stuff from her. You go over to the furnace. Boom, got bricks. So I've got enough for 11 coins. So I just click. Now, she's telling me that's not enough. And this is kind of this is a value 600, this is a value 11, so it's kind of a bartering thing. So yeah, this is technically not worth, this is only worth a value of 500, and this is worth a value of 11, but, you know, it's a give or take thing. So I still have a value of 11 here, so I could maybe I might be able to get one or two more things out of her that don't have like a high value. Like this chemical substance is needed. Or the ballistic fiber. I guess I'll take maybe I can get some food. No. So that, no. So you kind of have to do this kind of strange wiggle bartering thing. And the more stuff you bring, obviously, the more stuff you can take back. So we'll make the deal. It disappears. Obviously, a good way just to delete stuff because everything has a value. Everything. Even your most basic resources all have a value to them, even though it's extremely low for like scrap and wood. You could still fill your inventory with full stacks of wood or full stacks of scrap and get something for it if you have so much and you have nothing to do with it. You could still get like a coin or two. And then just kind of a hop, skip, and a jump back over. And all these islands are completely 100% buildable on. You can build out into the water even if you want. So if you wanted like a water base, I remember at one point in time I built a water base because I thought I couldn't be raided if I was on the water. Turns out I was wrong. That's funny. I did that. Turns out I was wrong. You can still be raided out in the water. And it does help. I'm not gonna lie, it did help. Because enemies couldn't get onto my base, so they just like surround my base. And they try to attack, but they couldn't because of the fact that they were in water. Repairing is actually very simple in this game. You get the repair hammer, which one of the few things I like about this game. And you just start swinging. Highlight what you want to repair. You just swing away until it's completely repaired. Doesn't take stamina, doesn't take materials. Just swing, swing, swing. The only thing it does do is it takes up your time. So if you're trying to defend yourself, you're not going to be able to be trying to like repair at the same time that repair and try to defend at the same time. Unless you're just that skilled. I mean, there's probably those people out there that could repair and defend at the same time. I'm not one of them. Getting super low on water, but I want to get this repaired because otherwise I'll forget, and then, oh, why did this break, or why did this get destroyed? Oh, well, you forgot to repair after the last attack. The one, I'd say probably the one major gripe I have is you have to have a pillar to have a roof tile. So all these have pillars. That's why there's just these random pillars. It's because of the fact that if I didn't have the pillar there, I couldn't have a roof. The roof tile here has to be touching one of these for it to exist. The other thing is, once your things are low and you can sleep, don't eat. Because it'll actually, as you saw, I was at nothing, and then it just, boop, brought me back up to something after sleeping. How am I getting? That's 6. It's about to take 2 more, so I'll be at 4. This is also kind of nice. Used to be these had to be built over water, or this specifically had to be built over water. Now I can just put it everywhere. Same thing with this. You put the air tank in there, and then you just hold F, and you'll sit there and you'll pump oxygen into it. Fairly certain that's not how that works, but no, it's a game. So let's eat some baked beans, some canned food. And so food and the salves and stuff are pretty much the only way to heal. Sleeping gets you a little bitty tiny chunk. Sleeping is mainly for your stamina. As you can see, the dark blue bar is how much stamina you have. The light blue bar is you using your stamina, is the use of your stamina. You see it's now going back up, to the top. The last thing I want to go over, as it's getting late in the video, we've already done the map. Red obviously means I haven't claimed it. Factions. This explains the factions. What the faction is, what their flag is, how many they own. So there's 48 pirates left. 2 islands out there that I have not claimed. When you look, 53-2, 202-5, 92-2, 82-2. So there's 1 island out there with 44 guys, and like this is the radiation. 48, 1 island. All have automatic weapons, and I bet like some of these have turrets on them. But that is Sunkenland in a nutshell. Just a quick, there's not too much of a story or to spoil, just showing off some things that you can get, some things you can do. Like you saw all those different weapon parts, all the different blueprints, all the different stuff. There is a ton of clothing. A lot of it doesn't do much, but if you just want your armor to be your armor and you to be nice and fancy, you know, you can be nice and fancy and wear just a t-shirt or whatever. So I don't have a lot on it because usually when I go to the outpost, I take everything. I take clothing, I take weapons, I take all this stuff, I take blueprints that I already own, and I take anything of value, and I just sell it all. I just get as many coins as I possibly can, because I never know what blueprint that guy's gonna have that I need for like a weapon. And like, I made this, and it's not the best parts. As you can see, if I go up, you can see like, oh, that's not the wrong one. That's not the right one. Here it is, SVD. You can see there's 3 different kinds of parts. The highest quality is right there, and it increases the muzzle speed. And if I go here, you have all these, the basic, the better, the next one up, the alloy, which is what I saw, and then the high-tech receiver, which is the other thing I saw over there. Gives you 81 more damage. Stocks, boom, basic, blah, blah, blah. Gets rid of perfect stock, which is, I think it was the premium one that's over there. But perfect, boom, gets you less recoil. Saw this over there. Gives you a 4x zoom so you can shoot things from even further. What it already has on there is I have this, which gives me special ammunition that ignores 50% of my target's armor when I hit. That's a lot of damage. Then of course you can get brakes, grips, other kind of things to change to improve recoil, for like reloading, aiming, infrared sight, increase accuracy and aiming time. I have a silencer on mine so that if I shoot him from far enough away, obviously I won't alert. Or you can get a muzzle brake, flare suppressors, all different kinds of stuff. And then of course you can have one extra accessory, calibrate, fire rate, yeah, just different little fun things that so you can make a gun the way you want to make it. And then you have your choice of sniper rifles, shotguns, SMGs, assault rifles, and pistols. I want to carry a pistol on me just because you get so much pistol ammo from scavenging. But I want the Desert Eagle, obviously the Deagle, the Deeg 45. But I don't have the parts necessary because you gotta find these specific parts. And obviously I'd want that magazine. And then once it's kind of together, I haven't tested it yet, but I believe if I put this into here, it'll give me all the parts back, and then I can just remake the weapon when I have a better part. Don't quote me on that because I haven't done it yet. I haven't tested that theory. I haven't really looked into the patch notes. I don't like to look at patch notes just because I want to go into the game, I want to play it, I want to experience new things, and I want to see how things work before I do them. I believe I put some other guns I had found in there. Like I had found like a PM pistol, and I got a single part. Obviously when you were looking at it, it looked like there was 3 or 4 parts. So I don't know if you get like a part back out of, like 1 or 2 parts back out of 5. Seems kind of like a waste to me, but that's neither here nor there. This weapon seems to be doing pretty decent for what it is. So I could spend a little bit longer talking about this, but I don't want to, because this video is already getting pretty long for such a not very complicated game. It's just a lot of underwater stuff. There's like underwater volcanoes you can get for sulfur. There's ore everywhere. There's different enemies, like the mutants. They all kind of like look different, dress different. All the islands are very unique and different. Just all kinds of fun little things. More stuff to explore, but I felt like I've done enough and I've seen enough and I've played enough that I could do a pretty decent review, seeing as, yet again, this is probably my 3rd time going from starting all the way to nothing to completion. Which, if you kind of look, unless there's like undiscoverable things out here that just aren't question marks, there's not a lot left for me to discover. And honestly, with how this game plays, it's pretty simple in the mechanics. The AIs are not that smart and can be baited pretty easily. As you can see, I already have most of the map. Good 50%, if not more, of the map discovered and claimed. And I'm only 36 days in, and I think each day is like 15-20 minutes. So, not a lot. Not a lot at all to do. And once you kill everything, you drop a flag. Now you don't come back, and you can just come and take all their resources. But this is where I'm going to leave the video off. I'm pretty sure I covered everything. Pretty sure I've shown everything I can show without going into too much depth and detail and spoiling too many more things. Thank you for being here. Thank you for your time. Please like, comment, subscribe. Let me know if you played this game. Let me know what you think about it, if it does remind you of Rust or not. Yeah, let me know in the comments below. Always like it. Subscribe to the channel. It helps me get out. As I've always said, these videos are for my friends and family, but I want them to be for everybody to see. Like, this game pops up on sale for like $5-10, and you're just like, would this be good for me and my friends to kill, you know, a week or two before this next big game comes out? Then you watch this review and I go, yes, this game would actually be a lot of fun for you and your friends, because you're just going in and you just start shooting up a place and someone can just charge in and start stabbing someone. Because if you saw the anvil, there was a sword. You eventually can craft just an iron sword. You can go in hacking and slashing if you really wanted to. Or this guy does a pretty decent amount of damage. You can come in and start slashing away. Or you can just be that guy that sits in the back and he's just like, oh, I see you there. So, again, thank you for your time. Thank you for your patience with me. I tend to ramble on. There's dead air and different things like that. Also, not too bad of a soundtrack. I say I always have fun with this game. I'm probably going to play it for another 20-30 plus hours before I'm done with it and I move on to the next thing to play or to catch up on. There's a ton of them that just updated between Enshrouded and V Rising and stuff. But let's end this. I'm already way over time. Thank you for your time. Thank you for your patience. Like, comment, subscribe. Until next time, you be you, you stay you, and most importantly, adventure on.